Still we have some other concepts also on same thing. Finding an element in the shift array. So how we can identify that this particular element is there or not, or this particular data is there or not. So we know that we have different, okay, we have this array, we have this one, array of string is there, okay, fine. Let's try to do something. Print. I'm using print statement, but we can use in the different format. Array of integer. What are the elements we assign? Array of integers. Array of integer. You remember the integer elements? Okay, 10 to 50. Now what I'm trying to do, dot contains. And here, see here what it is doing. Guys, if you observe here, when you are accessing an element, see here it is saying that returns a boolean value indicating whether the sequence contains the given element or not. So whenever you are trying to use any kind of method from your collection type, in the bottom it gives what is the behavior of that particular method directly. So I'm using contains. I have to pass an element and it returns a boolean value to me saying that that element is exist or not, right? So contains 40, is it there? 10, 20, 30, these are the elements which are there. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, these are the elements which are exist. Array of integer contains 40, should be returned true. Then I'll say print array of integer dot contains 100, is it there? Is it there?
No.
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 Now print array of string dot contains a element called Balu. It's there. It's there or not? Capital
Yes.
B is there. No, 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 no. Case sensitive.
Okay.
False. Actually, this is exist. Print array of string dot contains dot com. Okay, let's go ahead.
No.
So what it says? True, false, false, true. So one note point. For example, I will try to do something. Okay, guys, listen here. Stop coding, listen. Array of integer. I will add one more 40. So how many 40s are there right now? Two 40s are there, right?
Yes.
Now come to our code. When you say print array of integer contains 40, there are two 40s are there. So this contain method will consider what?
What one?
Yes, that should be very important point. So the contains function returns as soon as the first match is found. Make sure remember this point. So contains is not going to iterate through entire array list or collection list. Contain function doesn't goes until end of the list. It will consider only the first occurrence. Whenever you got the first occurrence, straight away is going to return true to you.
One
Okay.
question.
Yeah.
This might sound a little silly, but when you told that the array of strings dot contains to be used, how you know that
Mm-hmm.
contains is a function which will contain all the features for this operation what
No.
I need?
So I already mentioned collections all are what? Classes actually. Okay. Collection is a
Okay.
here array or dictionary sets. These all are the classes. Contains is a method of that particular class. Okay. And the implementation of the contains are exist. So see here, it is works on the complexity, like how it is going to work, where n is in the length of the sequence. So what this method will do internally, it will identify the length of that sequence or the length of that particular array what you were created, and it goes through that particular elements and it will compare the matching cases occur or not.
Okay.
So we are not doing any logic. We are using the pre-implemented method in their library. See, if I go and say definition, it's going to which class? See here, if you can observe
Array.
here, it's
Yeah.
moving
Okay.
here, shift collections. So I'm using the library, their own method. It's the API. So it's the API itself. So they knows that what's going to happen internally. It's the API. Okay, I hope so it's clear. So
Yes.
internally how it works, it pick the element, you know, searching concept of C, binary search,
Yes.
same notation. So it takes the element, it iterates through element, then it will pick that element is there or not. If it is there, returns true. If it is not there, returns false. Okay. But I have a different requirement. I don't want to do like that. Okay. Not exactly the matching case I want to do. I have some other requirement. Let's say my array of integer is these elements. So I want to check that my array of integer has some specific range values. So um, okay, I will tell you practical. Let's say I'm going to do something print. Not able to understand, let me know. Okay, don't be panic something I'm writing. Okay, array of integer. One more variation I want to show you. Dot contains. If you seen here, contains, it's one syntax, and if you go to the third one, contains is another syntax. That means contains method has a two formation. One is directly can you enter the element whatever you want, or you can go with the another check also. Yesterday if you remember, in switch, when I'm using switch, there I was implemented a where nested condition. So in the contains also there is another combination syntax which takes a condition. Contains where int throw boolean, it returns boolean value, but I want to say where, what I'm going to say here. So what is your element type here? Is integer, right?
Yes, sir. Integer.
Yes.
Now dollar symbol of 0 greater than of 100. So give a space. What it returns? What it returns? It returns false. Why? Because we are asking my list values are greater than 100. So if you go to your list of array, what you have actually 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, you have only 5 elements from the range of maximum is a 50, minimum is a 10. And you are saying my list has values of greater than 100. So you don't have the values of greater than 100. So it returns So it iterated through that list and it returns false. 6 times it is iterated through list. That means it was traveled 5 times and the sixth time it's recognized that there is no element with 100 or there is no element which contains 100. Now I will say 500. Okay. Then run this logic again. Now it is returning true. I think hope so this problem, I mean, you understand the issue. So here I am saying that my list containing any element is greater than 100 or my values are greater than 100. So it's returning false. Now write down one more condition like print array of integer dot contains. I can write like this also, but I'm writing a closure. I will tell you what is this closure will do. Dollar of 0 greater than 10. So it should be written 3 times it is iterated. It's saying that, okay, this condition is satisfied. Sounds true. Okay, I want to do more specific. More specific means any value is divisible by 9. Any values are divisible by 9. More logic like print array of integer dot contains where my value dollar of 0. Don't say is a 0. Dollar of 0 means each element. Mod of 9 equal to 0. That means in this particular list of elements, any value is divisible by 9. Any value divisible by 9. Here, values are greater than 10. Here, values having mod of 9. So it returns what? False actually, because we don't have any element which is divisible by 9 there. False. Okay, make it one element 81. It is divisible by 9.
Yes.
It's divisible by 9. Then check your logic. What your logic will do? It returns true. This is the thing. So contains has a two variations. One is a directly element comparison and another one is some conditions also you can write. On the strings also you can mention similar kind of approach. Let's say print what are the data? Okay, we are not cover some string operations. Tomorrow I can explain you about string because we need something called prefix and postfix. We can do later also. So this is a second format of contents.
In the second format of contains, no, where condition is there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was previously when it displayed from that function from default, it was showing slightly different. Then when we double click on it, it opens up for closure
This
kind of
one.
a code. Yeah.
No, no, I will explain you. I will explain you that one because I need something like maps and filters. I will continue that one because I understand. So it gives you a different syntax. This is actually closure syntax. This
Okay.
is a closure syntax actually. Maps and filters syntax. It has another syntax. That one I will cover right now. Fine. Kabir, Kabir,
Yes, sir.
are you there?
Yes, sir.
I can't see any single noise from you. Just keep silence and okay, okay, sir, going on.
No, sir. I told you answer 2, 3 times.
Any problem?
No, no, sir.
Because I can see the response from everyone except you. That's why I'm saying that.
No, sir. I
If you
replied three,
have,
four times.
see, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, if you have any kind of concern, it's a small or silly, no problem. Because you are learning, I am teaching. That's it. So maybe
Yes, sir.
it's silly for me, but you should know what is the concept, because otherwise it will, it always keeps in your mind that, oh, what is this? What is this? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. So go ahead with the next array reversing. These all are practically required. Don't think it doesn't require. So reversing in the sense what? Element has to be go reversed, right? So let's say print. We have array of integers, and I'm saying that print array of integer dot, see here, reversed, reversed. Two formats are there. Okay, fine, no problem. Now execute it. So if you see in the output, these are my elements, and here these are my elements. That means whatever I'm expecting, which is not there. Still I can see 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 only. So remember this syntax what we are using. We was using the first one. Now I'm using second one. Now see this one. Still the result is same, right? It's not reversed. So remember, when you are working with the reverse, the existing element positions doesn't going to change. So what we have to do here, we have to make sure method array of integer dot reversed, then print this value. So still I got the similar elements. Still I have same elements. So it happens in the real time also. Let reverse list equals to in the reverse list. What's wrong? Which method is there? Syntax is this one. Complexity of a returns an array containing a result of mapping given for the sequence. And this one. At which shows we are using a common method. Array of integer reverse array. Let me go with the documentation. Swift array reverse. Not strong. Why it is not returning the results? Is it any problem in the playground? Let me dig into online playground. Sit playground. Let me go and check. Let's try on the playground. And I can't use because I have external screen also. So they can say leave. This is different. Okay, I will debug this one. Not sure what's wrong. Either is a playground problem or it's wrong syntax. I'm expecting to make reverse, but here we are not getting reverse. Let's try. I will try tomorrow to identify what's wrong with this method. So, I'm sure it will exist. See here, I'm not sure why it's not working. See in here, list dot category reverse. Its array. Its array is reversing. Reversed. Title dot reverse. Reversed. The method is same. Available state reversed. But I'm not sure why it is not returning. Reversed seems it's a standard syntax only. Mm, yes. Now we got this one. Reverse. Now remove this one. We don't have reverse list. Okay. I think it could be the better syntax for that. Not sure, I can check, but this is the result you are getting right now. So whenever we are trying to make reverse of existing, and must and should we have to mention the type. So if the type is not there, it's not returning the reverse list actually. Okay. So I will dig into internally what's wrong, but this is a way which is going to do reverse. This is your array of list and this is a reverse element. So array of integer, is a constant, and I'm saying that reverse of array element I'm storing into another list and I'm printing that particular data. Okay, this is only the one combination. Reverse doesn't have any other combinations. Then looping through, traveling through array. So if you remember yesterday's session, for a value, what is that? Our list is there something called array of integer. Then print value, or for of string, then array of string, print of string value. This is a standard, but I will give one more syntax actually. So in this both syntaxes, you can get only the values. So whatever the data is there, you can print those values. So 10 times it will repeated and it keeps printing that value. And here it prints a string. But I want to print these values along with the index. Then for of value comma index, and here array of default integer dot enumerated. Then print index of index, and the value is value. Index value. Okay, there's a thing. So when you are iterating through loop like this, it prints only the value by using indexes. When if you need the index also, index at 0 or position, this is a way to use. Similar thing we can use with array of string also. So if you see in the output, array of index 0, Balu, index 1 tutorial, index 2.com. Same way you can use for array of integer also. So you should be clear about your syntax, what you are using. So when you are traveling through array, if you are expecting only the element, only the value, then you go with the for in directly. But if you are expecting the position of that particular element also, then you have to go like this and make sure you are using enumerated. So enumerator will return two combination value, tuple format, index and the object data. Whatever the value is exists, that particular value.
Show me the output. Use the output.
For which one?
All the three. So yeah, index 0,
Uh,
5. Okay.
so this was all 10 elements, and this was string array of string. This was array of integer. So it prints along with the indexes, index element, and these are directly prints the data, and these are going to directly print the data.
Yes, sir. Mistakenly, what I did in place of
Mhm.
index, I wrote value, and in place of value, I
Yeah,
wrote.
initially I also did same thing actually. Later I was changed. That means you are not incorporated my changes. Initially I was did values and index only. So the first argument is the index and the second argument is the object actually. I was wrote initially a reverse, then I was changed later.
Okay.
Can you just explain one more time enumerated?
Okay. So when you use this particular looping syntax, it will iterate through array and returns only the object, what is exist in that. When you are going through enumerated, remember, these things you can apply it on anything, not only array, string, array, dictionary, or set also. Everything is same. So when you go through enumerated, it will go according to the indexes of the elements and it returns the position of that element as a first argument and the value as a second argument. That means enumerator will return tuple value in the form of index and value. So the first argument is the index of that element, whereas the second argument is a value. And enumerated always goes in the sequence format and it returns you index as well as a value. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Then what's pending now? Let's say I have two arrays. I have two different arrays and I want to compare those two arrays as a similar element or I want to combine two arrays together. Okay. Let's the concept is combining. Okay. Combining array. Now try to create a duplications first. I can explain you two different approaches. Let array 1 of integer equals to say unordered element 8 1 4. This is one array. Okay, and we have another array. Let array 2 of integer where I have elements like 5 9 6. Okay. Then I want to create two arrays with a combination of this result. Let result array equals to, and I do like this array 1 plus array 2. Can I do like this possible? What's wrong? Yeah. Super cool. I'm adding two arrays together, combining directly. Right. One more syntax also you can use, or let's say let sorry, go with that var type, where result array equals to array from array literal from array. So you have previously we use initialize here, repeating and count. Now this case, I have an array already. I'm creating an array from the existing array that is called array1. Later, result array dot amend. See here two syntaxes again. Amend one element, amend multiple element. I will say array of 2, then print result. What is this array playground label contains offset? Comment of what is the next one? Array of 2. It is taking time to compile. See, it became what? Two-dimensional array. It became two-dimensional array. So if you see here, it contains two arrays. If I'm not doing like this, it still goes with the array of array. Don't use array of array syntax. Now it should be array from some sequence of array1. Now this is an array. Now second thing, sequence of content to yeah, this is my requirement actually. So different combinations I was used. So this is an array 1, this is an array 2, where straight away you can create an array with a combination of two, array 1, or else take the array, first create an array from an existing array, later amend the second element to that one, still you will get the another resultant array.
Yes, sir. Second one is little confusing from 152.
152, okay. So array, this is a class. You've seen the syntaxes of this one. It's an empty array. The first one, see the recommended you to read this. Okay. Everyone try to focus on this content. So the first one says that creating a new empty array, right?
Yes, sir.
And the second one says creating array from a given array literal. It returns array. And the third one is says decoding another argument. It's repeating, we already use. Now is a sequence. What do you mean by sequence is a collection, right?
Mhm.
So what I'm saying now, I have already array 1, that is my sequence. So try to construct an array from the existing sequence. Construct an array from existing. Creating an array contains the element of sequence. So I have already the elements. So I'm trying to create the new array from the existing list that is called sequence of array 1. That means now the resultant array containing array 1 elements. First statement. Second statement, I have another array which I have to place into my resultant array. Now what I am doing here, result of array amend contents of array. So this is already has the array 1, result array already having array 1. Now it's amending the array 2 element. So finally the resultant became combination of first one and second one. So straight away, if you don't want to use simple syntax, go with this one. Same thing I am trying to do in another variation.
Okay. So most of the time we use that plus operator.
Yeah, plus operator. Just
Okay.
I have to explain you what is the variations, so I'll go with the variation. Myself, I was using the different syntaxes to give my output. Using, I was trying with the array of array first. I was trying with something because I never use this kind of syntax. I use this syntax, the state away syntax, easy, which is giving the flexibility to the readers also. What is happening easily they can understand. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Now the thing, whatever the array elements are there, those are not sorted, right? Now let sorted list equals to resulted array dot sorted print of sorted list. Got the sorted elements? Last output.
Yes, sir.
Then let list equals to, okay, I'm doing some high order methods. Result array dot map. So Ramesh,
Yeah, one question. That time you were explaining about the two-dimensional array,
it
right?
comes. It comes. Wait.
One,
I will explain you in another topic. I mean, it's a continuation. One more sequence will come. So you
okay.
discuss some other syntax is coming, right?
Yes.
Previously, see map. This is the syntax. When I press enter, so it is saying int, right? This is value. Okay, and T means capital T is indicating template. I will make sure it should be int. Then my code. So what is the meaning of this one? So if you've seen this one, this syntax, this is going to call as a closure syntax. There is a topic which I am going to explain you. This closure syntax is going to take the parameter $0 means the element, any element, whatever the element, 0, 1, 2. So $0 is indicating the element, that element mod of 9, and this is a code. I can say this is my closure logic to check the contents. What I am doing here, result array dot map value. So it iterates through loop. It will go each and every element, and I will say if of value is less than 5. Okay, if value less than 5, then I will say return value, else return nil. I'm making like this. It's a closer. It's a closer actually. The topic I will explain tomorrow, but let's analyze the behavior of this one. So what I'm trying to do, I have a list of array. I want to map that list of elements in another list with this condition. What is that condition? If that value is less than 5, then only return that value in the list. If that value is greater than 5, then return nil. So what I am returning here, if you analyze my logic here, maybe I can return a value, either maybe I can return a nil object. That's why I'm saying written like this. So what it does, it will travel throughout my array list and it will check that any elements falls under this condition, it returns a value or it returns a nil. In the same approach, I can make a simplified of this statement. I can make simplified of this statement in the form of a return value less than 5 question mark of value, whereas a colon I'm going to return nil. Then if you remember your resultant set, this is your resultant set, right? 1 2, this is a sorted, this one 7 8 1 4 2 5 9 6. So according to this one, print list. Question mark. So if you've seen what it is printed, it's printed first two elements are nil. What are those two elements if you remember?
7, 8.
This is your result, right? So when you are traveling through this particular list, first element 7, your condition is false, then 7 is gone, means 7 place is returning nil. So second element is a 8, condition false, it is returning nil. Third element 1, yes. 4, yes. 2, yes. 5, no. 9, no. 6, no. Then it became result 1 4 2, right? Then observe what I'm trying to do next one. So this map is going to use to return a list of data depends on your condition. Similar kind of approach you can use specific filtering. Let list 1 equals to result array dot filter. Result array dot filter, again it's a value. Then I will say return value greater than 5. Then print of list 1, check. So if you are checking here, you got 7896. So these are both are going to call as a high order functions. These are going to call high order functions. So these high order functions are going to use to filter your list of the results in a different format. In the map, I am trying to give so this condition based values or not. So if this condition true, I will present a separate list. If this condition is false, a separate list. If it is a filter, if it is a condition, it will include. If it is a false, it doesn't going to include. Then another combination is that there is a final combination. If you go to this one, this result contains nil objects also, right? This results contains nil object also. So I want to eliminate the nil object. Then I can say compact map of $0. Then if I printed this result, I will get only the values. It doesn't have nil. Okay, now you guys try to analyze these three things and give me what we are doing. I'm using map, I use filter, I use map with a compact map combination. So basically these all are going to use for filtering the data. So analyze this one and tell me which scenario, what we have to use, which case we no need to use what. Very important. Maps, filters, compact map is very important. So I will give the conclusion. By using map, we can filter the elements from the specific list depends on its particular condition. By using map, we can filter the list of elements depends on the specific conditions. So according to our list, we have to filter only less than 5 values. Then we say if it is satisfied this condition, value, otherwise nil. So it is eliminated those all elements which are greater than 5. Then the resultant of the map is returning a optional data, that is a nil object. In order to eliminate the nil object, just use the compact map. So in the third syntax, whatever the result I got from the map function, which is the elements of my condition plus nil objects. In order to remove the nil object, just make sure $0, it removes all nil objects. So compact map is used to remove the nil objects, which is resultant from map function. Whereas filter function is going to return that specific elements according to your requirement. So in this particular filter function, I say if the value is a greater than 5, then include in the list, otherwise remove from the list. So this is returning 7, 8, and 6. These all are we have to use specially from the server response data. So in the iOS development, we are going to use these functions. So there you can easily understand what is the need, how we are going to use these things.
Sir,
Okay.
map is hello, sir.
Yeah.
Map is nothing but like if you want to perform some same operation on each and every element of that array, so we can go with the map also.
Yeah, it's possible. But see, why I introduced later in place of using the iterative through, like we are traveling, right?
Yes, sir.
So it's just basic syntax. But let's say I want to find a element which value is a 10, or I want to write some specific logic. This is a basic integer value. If I have a custom component, let's say I have a list of employees data where I want to filter those guys whose salary is 10,000 or greater than 10,000 or the specific value, then I can't go with a loop because loop will take more time. Let's say 1 lakh records are there. I want to find out the specific elements or the specific condition related data from the list. 1 lakh employees are there or 1 lakh records are there. I want to filter. So I can't write the loop logic, say, okay, I equal to 0, I less than 1 lakh. And so in place of doing like that, you always recommended to use the map. So here, just for the syntax purpose, I am giving like this. But what you are going to do here, you are going to write a commission, okay, something. In place of value, you got an employee object. Employee.id is this one, employee.salary is this one. If employee salary is this one and the department is this one, then the return that employee, otherwise remove that employee. The use
Yeah.
cases are different. I'm trying to give you the syntax right now. How we are using later you can understand. But the syntax compare with the iterative, like using the for in loop or using the while loop, it takes more time when you are filtering the data from a list of elements. So whenever you having a requirement like that, then you can go for the map or filters. So map is a completely, I can say, let's say if I'm going to use a loop on the 100 records or 1 lakh record, let's say I'm using a foreign loop on 100 records, then it is taken me consider as a 1 minute time to filter the data. Same thing, map will take 0.25 microseconds only. So maps are faster than the looping concept. So better to use a map. And what is the next level advantage? You can write the custom logic inside the map and you can eliminate those data by using nil. So whenever you are trying to use a map, result or nil object you can return. So in order to filter all nil objects or in order to remove all nil objects, what you have to do, simply you have to say compact map of $0. This compact map will be removed entire nil object from your list of data. So in map, we can use some custom models. In similar fashion, you can use a filters also. Filters and maps are looks like same, but you have to decide what kind of things you are going to use or what kind of requirement is there according to that one. So if you seen here, I am returning object or nil object. But if you see in the filter, I am returning bool. So in this case, I am directly saying that include that element, exclude the element. But in this case, I am returning a custom object and I am creating a nil object. I will repeat this statement again. In map, I am returning a object type. I am returning my own type, which need to be included, which not to be included. But in filter state array, I am returning the Boolean value need to include or not. So filter doesn't allows you to return the custom object, a new object, whereas a map will allows you to return new object.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay.
So this is maps compact map, and the finally one more syntax is exist, that is multi-dimensional array. This is the final one for today's session. Multi-dimensional array. It's a simple. It's a simple array, like creating the multiple, creating the multiple arrays or placing the array within the array is called multi-dimensional array. So I can say simply whereof list1 integer equals to 1, 2, 3, 4. This is one array. Whereof or let of list2 int equals to different series 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, then next whereof list3 int 100, 200, 300. Okay, now I have three arrays. Now whereof what I have to do, I have to combine these all things, right? Whereof something like multi-dimensional. Now I have to create multi-dimensional. Okay, multi-array. Now stop doing code. Understand. If I say like this, what it indicates? Empty array of integer, right?
Empty array, yes.
Empty array of integer.
Empty array
Now,
of
if I say like this, then
two arrays.
array of array.
Array of array.
Like this, it's an array. Like this, two-dimensional array. Go ahead. Like this, three-dimensional array. Not required. So you set with the 2D, then understand the functionality. Now, multi-array dot amend What is that? List 1. Multi-array dot amend of list 2. Multi-array of amend list 3. Now print multi-array. What's that? Okay, if you seen here the result, last result, we got like this, right? So first row, second row, third row. It's a multi-dimensional array. Then the question is raised here, oh, it's a multi-dimensional array, how I have to travel? Very good. For of, I can say sublist of multi-array. Sublist of multi-array. You understand my word? Sublist. Then again, for of value of sublist. Then the result of empty string result is equals to of value. Okay. Then I will say print of result in this case. I hope so you understand the concepts here. See this output. First row, second row, third row. So first loop is going to iterate through your list. So when it is iterating first time, the sublist containing the array 1 element, list 1. When it is iterating to second one, second list. Iterating to third one, third list. Every iterative outer loop will go with the inner loop, and inner loop will be executes one by one, and it appends the value. Okay. So this is all about the arrays. But remember, this is not only array. Similar thing, same syntax, same function, same behavior you have to apply for dictionary as well as sets also. But only the thing, the data models are different. Any doubts?
When I'm going to append, there are two types of append, like contents of a new element.
So multi-array dot amend is a sequence is a amend. So what I can say, first case, if you seen the parameter, you seen the parameter?
Yeah, this new element.
Integer.
Integer.
Integer array.
Integer array. Okay.
Yeah, it takes integer array. And the second one, the sequence, is a array, is a generic. But I have a type, right? Go for the first one. Because list 1, list 2, list 3 is what type? Integer array, right?
Yes, integer array.
Go for this one. So if you don't know the type, generic, then go for second one.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
Sequence is also a data type.
Yeah, sequence is array, man. It's not a data type, it's array.
Okay, any type of array. It can take any type.
Any type of array, yes. Okay. Any doubts? So here, array of shift use it to store order, same thing, where are mutable, I already explained it. Same thing will be continued tomorrow with the dictionaries. If you have any questions, you can ask, and you can go through my website. You will get some more similar kind of examples actually, because I was picked same thing from there. So I hope so you don't have any doubts, but we have to go through Git actually. Okay, now I'm closing my project. Then see our Git. This is our Git repository and its master branch fetching. These are the code what we implemented. Okay, then um, okay. Now open this one right here. Write the summary working with shift array, and here I will give you description. Make this description there. I think these all things I was explained right now. Creating array, creating an empty array, creating an array with the right, accessing, reverse, looping through, combining, filters, maps and filters and compact map.
This conference will now be recorded.